Yes, how are you? I trust that you are very fine, very well protected. Likewise here, Teacher Shadrach, once again, in the series of videos Demystifying Computer Studies Project year 2025. I'm happy to have you there. The only thing that I'm not happy about, I know that you might be there. You have not as yet subscribed to our channel so that you can be notified whenever we upload more content. I know another thing that you are not doing. Every time you are watching a video and you are pretending that you have not seen the video, you are not liking it, and that yet you know that the video has been of great help to you and to your life in matters of passing very well in KCSE year 2025. So I send you back. Just go back to part 1 video, open it, like it. Video 2, like it. 3, all the way to video number 11. We are now doing video number 12. Karibu. There is the issue that is on page 3, the second paragraph there. The second paragraph that we have there. If I zoom in, we shall not be able to read together. So just bear with me for now. There is the first phrase of that second paragraph at the beginning of each academic year. A student may join an existing club as a new member or exit a club provided that he or she is a member of at least one club. Victory school policy is that every student must be a member of at least how many clubs? How many? One club. So we want now to implement, to have a query that tests how many clubs does one belong to and who are those who are dilly-dallying to join any particular club. So that's what we want to do in this very short video. Go to your database very fast. Okay, I don't know whether it's a coincidence, but I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this just before we started rolling out the video. We have student admission numbers. In my case, I call them student ID. You know what you call them in your case. And which table is this? I had said that I have got the table that shows us all the students in the school, the one which I have just opened, called Students TBL. All the students are here, including their respective admission number. But when a student chooses, like Queen Stacy, who is student ID number 1, when they join a particular club, where do we put that information? In memberships TBL. So Queen Stacy, for instance, you can see the records that I have highlighted there. She is in computer science, debate, drama, agriculture, and writing club. The student in student ID number 2 already has 3 clubs. We are missing in action student number 4, number 5, number 6, and so on. So these are the people who we want to programmatically, using our database, we want to track them so that they can be called from a list of shame. The following students have not joined any particular club. How do we do it? How do we implement it? Very well. You are there. So you go to create menu, and what we use? We use a query wizard so that we move very fast. We move very fast. I have done some adjustments to my table here. I'm being asked whether you want to save. Oh yes, save the changes if you want to save them. Then, what kind of a query are you creating here? A very simple query wizard is what I want. So don't think we are doing anything complicated. That just because we are nearing the end, you think that things are becoming difficult. No. So we start by looking at student ID. so that we can respond to the issue of who is this particular student. So once I have chosen, I did not tell you where I began. I have begun by choosing memberships TBL. From the tables, the list of tables or queries, I have chosen the table that stores information once you choose to join a particular club. So I have chosen the admission number, which I'm calling student ID from that particular table. And then because the membership table does not have a name, blah, 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 I want to go where we have the name of this particular student. So it's in students TBL. I choose it as table number 2. Now put in the first name, middle name, class, last name. What else is also important? Probably gender. I may not require so much from that particular table. So I want to go back again to memberships table. Membership table. I want to go back to it. Where? There you are. And then I've already chosen student ID. Now I want to pick membership ID and then club ID and then the role, then the date joined, membership status. So I don't know whether we had created such a query, but this one, we shall earmark it. We shall earmark it as a query to gather for us those members, those students who have not as yet joined any particular clubs. Okay, I've clicked next. Then what do we call the query? Let's call it clubs enrollment. Clubs enrollment counter. QRY. Clubs enrollment counter QRY. So there it is. There it is. Okay, there we are, guys, and I'm happy that the query is there. The only thing that, I just like splitting up the name of a person, but then you realize there are times when you want to then bring the pieces together, first name, middle name, last name together. What terminology did we use for joining first name to middle name to last name? What? Yes, the question is to you. What name? You said what? We said concatenation. Did I hear somebody mentioning concatenation? So repeat after me. Concatenation. Joining of strings, like the names of a human being. We want to have one full name instead of the 3 pieces of names. So I first right click I right click the query tab so that I choose design view, and then just next to before where we have first name, I am clicking with the down pointing arrow. Now I believe you know where we normally click to get that column highlighted, and then on query design menu I insert columns. So I've got a new column here which I want to build. Invoke the builder whichever way, from the design menu or by right clicking. You can achieve that. So how do we concatenate? Somebody? Can you be mentioning what I should do? Yes, we pick first name, and then ampersand, very good. Then double quotes. No, not another double quote before we put a space. So double quote, space, double quote, and then ampersand, very good. And then we're saying what else? Middle name. Yes, middle name. Then ampersand together, double quote, space, double quote, sorry, and then ampersand, and then what? Last name. That clap is for you. Thank you very much. Can see you are very good students. Okay, then immediately we see EXPR1. What do we do? Double tap on it, double click it, and then we call it full name. Make sure you are not going to type a name that exists along the field row. Don't repeat any name that is shown there. We together. Okay. Now from there, Again, we do not want to have this kind of an incident that we have a full name here and then we have a repetition. This is redundant, isn't it? We have the full name is appearing, yet we have a repetition of the names again. So we don't want that. We want to remove first name, middle name. Then another thing that we also need to correct, like now, look at this student, 543 here, student ID 543, Kamondo Rose Masharia. You see the mixture of the case used. So we want to be consistent. What is your proposal? Which case would you like us to use? We shall use uppercase characters. Uppercase what? Characters for the full name. So watch how again we achieve that. I've not talked about that anywhere. You'll not find it anywhere. So I go back to the expression we have just built and then rebuild it. You build, you rebuild. So the first time we were building, this time round now we are rebuilding. So immediately after the colon, I will use a function which converts a string of text characters into uppercase characters. It's called U-case, uppercase, abbreviation of uppercase, U-case. Then open parenthesis, and then at the end there, remember to close the parenthesis. U-case, and then the whole of the concatenation, the concatenated string is within brackets there. And then we say, okay. And then now, the other thing we have seen that it is redundant to repeat first name, middle name, last name. What do? We unshow, isn't it? We unshow. So we unmark the, the show row. You remember show row somewhere? Yes, we had it somewhere. So I want to uncheck first name, middle name, and last name. Simply telling Access that we don't want to show those columns. That's what we are telling Microsoft Access. So every name in capital letters. Very well. And then first name, nowhere to be seen. Very well. Next activity. Let me first sort my query using student ID. So I just select that column and I choose A to Z. So there is a repetition of Queen Stacy. Not a problem. This is what we have done because Queen Stacy has joined 5 different clubs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want us in this our query here to kind of well, just a minute. I think of whether we are going to create another query based on this one. So this is sufficient in itself. Clubs enrollment. I will change the name. I'll call it clubs enrollment query. So that I'll create another query whose work now is to count the number of times that Queen Stacy is appearing in this query. The number of times Queen Stacy is appearing in this query. Okay? Because we don't want to have Queen Stacy 5 times. We want to see her only once. That time we are not having the interest of knowing which club they belong to, but we want Microsoft Access to count for us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clubs where she belongs. So the query that has got that information is this one. And now the one we are just about to create is the one which will be doing that kind of mathematics. That kind of mathematics of how many times that Queen Stacy is appearing. So I'm closing this one. And then I am remembering to save it. And then where is the navigation? Navigation is hidden here. So clubs enrollment. This is not counter. This is clubs enrollment. I will just rename it and call it. I'll rename it and call it clubs enrollment list QRY. List QRY. List QRY. So I have renamed that one. So we are building another query which will be based on this particular query. So follow me very closely, because here there is something that we are going to borrow from students, TBL. We want every student who we can account for in our school. How many do we have? 1353 students are the students I have. So I want to have a query which will show a list of the 1353 students, and will also show how many clubs has every student joined to. Okay? So how do we do that? Very quickly, go to create, and then we are using Query Wizard this time. Simple Query Wizard once again is the first option that we choose. Then in step 2, which table? The highlighted table, which in my case, I'm calling it Students TBL. The table that has got the school, the students in the school. So once again, I pick student ID, first name, middle name, last name, and class DOB, gender. Okay, those are sufficient. Those are sufficient. Then what do we call this query? I want to call it closely to. It is a close ally, a close friend to this another query that we have just built, clubs enrollment list QRY. But now I'm calling this one clubs enrollment counter. Clubs enrollment counter. Clubs enrollment counter. Counter QRY. We together? So again, you look at it, you can concatenate. I don't want to take much more time for you. I want to have a very short video. You can concatenate the name as we have done in the previous query. So now I'm switching to design view. Where we now go to a new column. We now go to a brand new column. So what is the use of this column? To show the number of times, like whatever number of times every student is appearing in the previous query. Okay, so I right click and then I choose build. Then in the expression builder, what will help us to do the counting? Yes, somebody said count function. I heard you. Count function? Not exactly so, because a count function may not show us what every student, it cannot attach a condition. Let me say that in short. It cannot allow us to provide a criteria or a condition. So the one which provides a condition, allows us to use a criteria or a condition, is called dcount. Everybody, dcount. So that's the function that I have typed there. Then there is the expression. This expression is the field which we want to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times we want to count that field will be determined from the other query. So I just want to see the details of inside the other query. So how am I achieving that? I know I can sometimes do things without explaining them. So expression elements column, expand the items in Victory School. Then expand the elements, the items under queries. Then our query that we built there before is called clubs enrollment QRY. So now the expression that we are counting one of the fields, and in this case we shall count a field called, a field which is unique, which shall be called student ID, student ID. Okay, sorry, I don't intend to have the name of the query appearing. I only intended to have the field, and therefore I was supposed to type, instead of double clicking it to appear, I was supposed to type it. But that's how it should now appear. Check on your screen, then a comma, so that we provide the domain. The domain is the previous query name, and the query name is clubs enrollment list QRY, clubs enrollment list QRY. Then put a comma, and then what criteria? What criteria? The criteria is where student ID, where student ID, where student ID is equal to, this is a number, is equal to the student ID in display. So if you have a problem in whatever I am typing here, about 2 previous videos or 3, it is now becoming a common statement that we have been using here. That's why I'm not explaining so much whatever I have typed around here. So decount, it counts the number of times that student ID is appearing in clubs enrollment QRY based on the criteria. Student ID is equal to the student ID we have around in the query that we are now designing. We say okay, and then number of clubs, display the query. Okay, so you notice now we can have a roll call. We ask, I don't know why we have, but this must be another Queen Stacy Jane. Don't know what I did to get the 1353 students is that I was just copy pasting at random, copy pasting, and that is why we have a Queen Stacy Jane. This is another Queen Stacy Jane. It's not the original one. The original one is in 1N, was born in this date, and you can see there is a difference from to the other. So there's no duplication here. But our important column here is this one. Now you can see we are able to answer that Queen Stacy Jane, the very first student admission number 1, has 5 clubs. Student ID number 2 has 3 clubs, and so on. We can now be able to respond to anybody who is asking us, can you give us a list of those people who have not joined any particular club? Okay. So how do we extract? How do we extract those who are clubless? Those who are clubless. How do we extract a list of those who are clubless? Another that query, don't worry, this is our day again to shine. And we must shine. You are shining on your side. I believe you are implementing these designs on your end so that you can shine. I did it. I followed Shadrach. Here I am. I have done it. Yes, it's our time to shine. Let's roll on. Very good. So the next thing we are going to do from the counter query, which we have just developed right now, we are going to, I am actually going to copy paste it to save on time. Copy. So I have right clicked the query now, and then I want to choose copy, and I want to just paste Control V, pastes, but it starts by demanding a name. So clubs enrollment counter. Now this time we shall say clubless students counter. Yes, or whatever you may want to call it. Clubless counter query. Clubless students counter. That sounds better, isn't it? Clubless students counter. So of course you realize that clubless students counter will of course imitate. It is just like the previous one, the one which is counting the clubs that a member has joined. But the difference of this one is that we are going to its design view, and then what adjustment shall we make so that we are only able to see those who are clubless. Those who are clubless. So you have seen that the newly designed column, huyu mtoto mwenye anayasomaga polepole ni yeye anafanya tunaenda polepole. Lakini ni vizuri ako kwa darasa. Number of clubs. We have those students who have a 0, meaning they do not have any attachment to any particular club. So if we want to only show the 0, and we ignore the 5, the 3, the 1, what do we do? Okay, so that's what is making us go to design view. And then in that newly developed column, the row for criteria. Can you believe I'm in the row for criteria? Yes. The row for criteria, and then the column of number of clubs. What do I type here? 0, where the number of clubs equals 0. I just type a 0 as the criteria. 0 as the criteria. And now, very good. So you scroll, you'll find all these people are the clubless members. So in my case, how many people are clubless? I can see that all my students who are clubless, out of the 1353, 957 are clubless. So next assembly, we are going to deal with these people. Reporting the data that we have been creating. That is, like now, this, we may want to see it on the screen. Okay? But we shall not be telling the user, get into the navigation tool and display the query that we have called so and so. No. You are going to create forms. You're going to create forms as well as the principal when they will be addressing the issue of those who are clubless. We are not going to hand our laptop over to them. So they're going to have a hard copy. A hard copy showing the list of those students, the 957 in my case, who are clubless. They are going to read out their names. So they will require a hard copy. So in the videos that are upcoming now, it's just about how to report, how to create reports to be displayed on the screen, and then reports to be printed for hard copy output. We together that far. Are you happy? I thank God who has brought us this far. This far. Our God, He has been our Ebenezer. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yet once again, don't forget the things that we said. Subscribe, like it, download it, comment. You want to buy a cup of tea? 0723 578 094. 0723 578 094. God bless you. Shalom.